Warriors pregame live presented by Comcast Business as the Warriors get ready to host the San Antonio Spurs for the first time this season. And as we mentioned at the top, Stephen Curry and Kristaps Porzingis, they will not be available until hopefully the first game after the All-Star break against the Boston Celtics. However, bad news for Will Richard. He's out due to a knee injury. However, DeAnthony Melton is available, and they'll need him against the likes of De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, and company with the San Antonio Spurs. As they get ready to host the San Antonio Spurs, they're 37-16 in the Western Conference. One of the young, fun teams in the league that play hard every single night. We saw Wemby last night put on the show down in L.A., and it's important for the Warriors, Fezzi, even if they don't win this game, continue the good habits. Take care of the basketball. 16 turnovers in the second half against Memphis. You don't want to do that against San Antonio.
Yeah, San Antonio, I mean, you talked about Wemby. Wemby just played a game against the Los Angeles Lakers last night. He had 37 points in the first half. Whew. Wemby had 40 points in that game in 20-something minutes, 26 minutes, I think. And he was trying to go in for more. Like, he's not going to take a step back. And that's the leader for the San Antonio Spurs. Defensively, they've been on a tear this month. You know, when they hold teams under 110 points per 100 possessions, they're 16-1. So defensively, they're locked in. And when they are locked in, this team is really tough because they have this big alien in the middle of the paint, 7'6", Victor Wembanyama, blocking shots, doing everything you need him to do. He's kind of like a mix between Hakeem Olajuwon, Ralph Sampson. Let's throw it back to the new generation. Kevin Durant with his ball handles, like he can block shots, he can rebound, he can defend, and then he puts the ball on the floor like a guard. This is a guy and a team that you have to watch out for, Mully.
Yeah, this is a big-time talented team, obviously led by Victor Wembanyama, but their complementary pieces fit well. They're big-time players. We saw Stephon Castle there, De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, Champagnie. They're deep. They got Cornette coming off the bench as a center. I'm just really happy and excited that Wembanyama is playing on a back-to-back. Stephon Castle, whose question was going to play. This team, Bonte and Fess, I think they have a chance to win a championship this year. I really do. They're trending the right way. As far as tonight goes, they don't shoot the three ball really well. So I think the Warriors can lay back in some zone, try and take away some paint points. Because the one adjustment Victor Wembanyama made from his game from last year this year, he's really not shooting as many threes. Now, he can knock down threes like Steph almost. You know, he looks that smooth. But there's been an emphasis on him getting into the paint and really making teams pay because of his length and his size.
Well, they've won 5 games in a row to make a surge in the Western Conference, just 3.5 back of the Oklahoma City Thunder. We'll have more on San Antonio a little later in the program, but the Warriors Monday night against Memphis, they were down 17. There was a lack of energy inside the Chase Center, but then they came back. Fezzi, let's break down that rally in the fourth quarter.
I mean, well, this is 15 points. Warriors able to get away with the win. This was the best play of the game. Throw it into Big Al off the jump ball, miss 2 layups, fall down in your keister, give it to Gee, fake, lay it in.
Great play, coach.
And then here, maybe the Memphis Grizzlies cut it out because they did have a timeout. The possession was just going awry, just straight circus music. No timeout. And poor Cam Spencer, the little brother of Pat Spencer, rose up for a nice little 9-footer and didn't hit the release button.
He got an offensive rebound, turned around and shoot the ball, and just forgot to shoot the ball. Well, I have never seen anything like that before.
The ball, but Fezzi, he just remembered that, wait, we're not trying to win this basketball game.
He did too much?
He did too much. Said, well, we've done our job. We covered the spread tonight.
And we said a win is a win. That's all that mattered. But I'm not quite sure you want to take so much of that to tonight's game and after the break.
All right, well, let's hear from Al Horford and Guy Santos on that game-winning play from Monday night against Memphis. Guy Santos having a good role here, as well as Al Horford. As we go down to Chase Center, courtesy of Comcast Business, every connection counts. With Emmy Award-winning the great KB, Kareth Burke, and Petaluma's finest, Dalton Johnson, our Warriors reporter here at NBC Sports Bay Area. And how about Uncle Al the other night? KB, 7-12 from the floor, 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. The old man is playing well, KB.
Listen, we could call him Unc, we could call him old man, but how about some throwback Al right now? The fact that he had 2 offensive rebounds and the assist on the Guy Santos game winner right there, we're getting some vintage Al, and it's predicated on health. We also heard at practice that Steve Kerr says he likes having him in the closing lineup because he's a stabilizer.
Yeah, I think Guy Santos put it best when he said we could not have a better example on this team than Al. This is somebody who has been there and done that. 3 seasons at Florida, 2-time champion. He's in year 19. He's an NBA champion, a multi-time All-Star. And you look at that final possession of the game, and it's all a bunch of early to mid-20-year-olds.
Yeah.
And then there's Al Horford at 39 years old, keeping the play alive. And he just did that recently in Phoenix as well, too. He was the one on that final defensive possession, diving into the stands, keeping the ball alive so Moses Moody could poke it forward to D'Anthony Melton. So it's leading both with fundamentals and heart and hustle. I think Al Horford is the perfect definition of what this team needs to be right now, with high IQ, but also nonstop hustle. That's where I think the Warriors are leaning on him right now. And we talk so much about the ages of Steph Curry, of Draymond Green, of Jimmy Butler, for good reason. But Al Horford at 39 years old, Kareth, what is sticking out the most to you that impresses you with with Al Horford at this age?
At this age, I think, along with how that he's still got it, he's always a competitor. Did you remember when we were listening to his sound right before game, he said, well, I missed that shot. That's why he was able to get the second offensive rebound. So in those moments when they're scrapping to win games, he's right there in the middle of that scrap. And I'm happy for Al right now that he has been able to play more minutes, right? He was capped at about 20 for a long time this season, but we saw him play 26 versus Memphis, saw him play 28 minutes versus Phoenix. He's been able to do more as his body cooperates with him.
That's exactly right, and it's just all the different ways that motor is letting him still impact games. You look at what Bonte said, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. He was plus 24 in a game where it seemed like that was an impossible number to reach, where he's 1 point off of the team lead for points, 1 off the team lead for assists, led the team in rebounds, led the team in plus minus. So that motor at this age is a testament to how he takes care of his body and how he leads on and off the court for these Warriors.
You're right, because don't underestimate the culture fit as well for Al. Anywhere he's gone in his career, his 19-year career, his teammates say he has been a favorite and an excellent guy to have in the locker room.
And he's certainly playing his best basketball as of late, KB. We'll check in with you a little bit later here. Let's talk about the center depth, the center position and the depth it has right now. Look, they traded away Trace Jackson-Davis, had a great debut with the Toronto Raptors, a double-double. We hope TJD has it. We see Al Horford, he's playing well. Quentin Post, don't sleep on him. He may be the odd man out right now, Fezzi, but he's had some good moments this season. And then we await the debut of Kristaps Porzingis. All of a sudden, you have a nice three-headed monster at the 5 spot.
You have 3 different centers that kind of play in similar but different ways. All right, let me explain why. Big Al Horford. Veteran, wily, he got 6 assists last game. He's great at moving the basketball, knows exactly where to be all the time. In 26 minutes last game, he had, 16 points and 9 rebounds. That's what you need from your veteran right there. What I've seen with Al is he's becoming a connector for a lot of guys, whether it's starters, the bench. He's able to play with Steph. He can space the floor. He hits those threes. Right now, you see him playing better and better and getting healthier and healthier. Now you got Kristaps Porzingis, who's a shot blocker. He's 7'2", and then you got Quentin Post coming into the game. I get excited when I think about the post variety for the Warriors because all we heard so far is how small they are. But if you have all these guys coming in, they're healthy. I think the Warriors can hold their own at the center position.
Yeah, if Porzingis is healthy and he can play a fair amount of games with 27 remaining after tonight, this could be, I'm not going to say record-wise, but similar to the Jimmy Butler acquisition, because all of a sudden, like Fezzi said, they go from a very small team to they could just match up with anyone in the league, and I'm including big teams. Look at those 3 centers that we had up there. They all can shoot the three-point shot, but you could play Porzingis and Al Horford together. They played together in Boston. They play very well together. So all of a sudden, you could slide Horford to the 4, play Porzingis on the perimeter. You could slide Guy Santos into that front line as well. So all of a sudden, you got depth. Now you got Draymond and GP2 as well. So you got 6 front court players. So all of a sudden, you got some depth and really ability to match up with bigger teams, especially in the Western Conference.
That's a great point. And then you have your backcourt set with Stephen Curry alongside Melton and Moody. Hey, all of a sudden you got some size around here.